Oh God. Mm. Um, what the hell? Anyway, you stable? You stable, bitch? Okay. Gotta be stable. All right. Hey besties, we're here for another girls only chat. Of course, anyone can listen, but this content is aimed at women. So today we're going to be talking about hair. If you're a hair girly or interested in being a hair girly, then maybe this is the video for you. So I just wanted to, let you all know that if I find a beauty secret, I won't be gatekeeping it. So not that long ago, I had a bit of a hair struggle. I won't go into, the stuff that happened before it, but basically, I ended up needing to hack off pretty much most of my hair, which was down past my waist, like it was, down to my butt. And I really didn't want to cut it, but I had to. And I cut it about yay short. We don't need to understand why, but for this video, the hair care that I'm going to be talking about is when you start getting hair loss for any reason, whether it's stress, hormones, malnutrition, whatever. You've got hair loss problems, your hair is falling out, you've got bald patches, anything like that, and you feel like your life is turning into a living nightmare. Well, I have experienced it, and I'm here to tell you the solutions that I found personally for myself, and how easy it is to do. And, I'm not saying it's cure-all for everyone, but certainly it's worked for me. I thought some girlies might want to give some of the things I did a try, and maybe it could help you. So yeah, my hair was falling out like there was no tomorrow. Like maybe I had a third of my hair left. I have naturally super, super thick hair, a lot of it. I've always been told that by anyone that's handled my hair. And yeah, it just started dropping. I think if I had a normal amount of hair, then probably I could have even gone bald. Like it was getting pretty bleak for me. I had a few small patches where I was missing hair completely, and I managed to hide those from my husband by styling my hair this way or that way. And I'm sure he didn't notice. But for me, it really played on my, how I felt about myself. And so I was desperate and I was researching, remedies and things you can do. And ladies, the first one is probably going to be a shocker. Ladies, we all use shampoo, yeah? Check your shampoo bottle, and if you're having hair loss, and if it says, you know, sodium lauryl sulfate or anything that's in regular mainstream shampoos, you really want to put it aside until your hair gets better. From my personal research, from medical doctor pages, and just looking up medical information that I could find of doctors that are on YouTube and stuff like that. So this is not medical information, but that I saw, they said some ingredients can make hair loss worse for people who are already losing hair. And so you might want to research those ingredients yourself. And that doesn't mean you don't have to use shampoo. Like you could make your own, or you could just buy a shampoo that doesn't have certain ingredients in it. Because for mainstream people that are not losing hair, it probably doesn't bother their hair at all, you know. But for people, for whatever reason, they have a trigger and the hair is falling out. Most mainstream shampoos can and will make it worse. So the first thing I stopped doing is using shampoo. Um, I decided to make my own hair cleansing concoctions, again by researching on YouTube, choosing ones that would, that people said would promote hair growth or hair regrowth, strengthening of hair, and giving you a healthy scalp, so that your hair will grow back. Um, and I tried out quite a few recipes and tried a few different combination and made a few of my own. So I'm pretty lazy. So if you're like, oh God, I'm not going to make my own shampoo, like, listen to me. It's not like actual shampoo, okay? It's instead of shampoo. It's just to cleanse your hair or to, bring vitamins back into your scalp or whatever, however it works. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just somebody experimenting at home with hair loss. Um, and again, I can tell you, my hair is not only growing, it is growing faster than normal. The parts where I had, little spots of no hair have grown back. The length of my hair has grown super speed. Like I'm not exaggerating, I'm not joking. No word of a lie. I have, you know, surprised myself with the results. I feel that if I didn't do these treatments, that I wouldn't have got those results though, because I had tried literally doing nothing and it was just getting worse. So the first thing I noticed was when I stopped using mainstream shampoo, um, was that obviously my hair was dirty. So I didn't want dirty hair, so I made my own cleansers. So getting into that, um, everyone says to use fresh rosemary, but I couldn't source fresh rosemary, so instead I got dried rosemary and stuck it in a saucepan on my hot plate and brought it up to a boil. As soon as it hit the boil, I turned it off and put the lid on. Just let it sit there, and all the juices, all the oils from the rosemary just filled up the water in the pot. And yeah, just leave it there for 6 hours or whatever, just let it sit, or even overnight, whatever. And by then it's nice and cool. And you strain it off. You can put it in a spray bottle, or you can put it in a container and pour it over your hair. There's different variabilities of combinations that you can do with other things. So one that I've tried recently is putting a couple of bay leaves in with the rosemary. You can also put cloves in there, but I haven't tried that one yet. I do have to warn you though, and you can spray it on and then wash your hair. And if you're like, I'm never giving up mainstream shampoo, you can still try the spray in your hair. You put it on, just soak it through your hair, let it sit there, put a towel on your head for 10 minutes so it doesn't drip everywhere, take it off, let it air dry. And it will basically soak into your hair, soak into your scalp. A really important thing to point out is that at first when you're losing a lot of hair, you just want to gently massage it into your scalp. Okay, gently. When your hair stops falling out or reduces significantly, then you can give it a more like aggressive massage. And the reason why you do that is so that it actually soaks into your scalp. Now, ingredients like this are really helpful. Um, they say you can just put it directly on your scalp because it's to prevent hair loss or whatever, but I found that it made my hair really silky, like not greasy, silky, clean, shiny. I've gone back to using regular shampoo now that my bald spots are gone and my hair is growing back and the length of my hair is like zooming along. But before I wash my hair, I put this homemade spray on, soak it in, massage it on and off for 20 minutes. 2-minute massage, have a rest. 2-minute massage, have a rest. Spray some more on, you know. Um, and then just let it soak. Now, I let mine soak for a minimum of 1 hour. Sounds like a lot of effort, but if your hair's falling out, you might want to do it. Or you can leave it in overnight. It's totally natural, it's not harmful. Personally, if I add bay leaves, which I've got really good results from, I don't like to leave it in overnight because although it's not a bad smell, I just don't like the smell. If you don't want it to be like a different kind of smell, just use the rosemary. It is the main ingredient. Um, Even if you just use it on its own, for all the purposes mentioned before. Bay leaves and cloves will add an extra punch to it, though they will, apparently give you more results. But the rosemary and bay leaf, for myself, oh my God, I've just seen such results. I cannot explain it. I cannot explain it. So yeah, what I do is when I've done the massage and it's just sitting there and I let it air dry, I'll just, watch some TV or do some housework. And then like 3 hours later, when it's like all dry and, just like your hair's kind of like sitting like that, I'll just jump in the shower and wash it out with a normal shampoo. Now, I got to tell you, the amount of hair that I was losing before, like I said, I was getting bald patches. I'm not joking. It was increasing. I reckon I've lost, no joke, like 2/3 of my hair. My hair has thinned out. Of course, it doesn't really look that thin because, like I said, I naturally have a lot of hair. But to me, I'm like, whoa, where's all my hair gone? Like I usually have really big hair and a lot of it. So I feel like my hair has recovered. I feel like changes that I've seen in my hair are, like I said, the growth. My scalp health is fabulous. Like it's really good at getting rid of dandruff. Um, and I feel like massaging it in definitely is a good thing. My hair is growing really fast and I feel like the hair growth is quite strong. Like it's not brittle, it's not, compared to the rest of my natural hair, which had grown out for a little while. Definitely the hair quality looks really good. As for adding it to the lengths of my hair, I found that the hair is just like softer, but it keeps its body. It doesn't like, it's not heavy on your hair. Um, I feel like I've got some bounce back in my hair. I don't know how else to say it. Like, I've usually got frizzy hair because my hair is naturally curly. And I found that even if I don't do anything to my hair and I just like air dry it, after doing this treatment and then washing it out with shampoo, um, my hair, instead of being frizzy and, troll doll style, which it is just naturally, it's just really big, um, is voluminous but tamed. My hair is tamed. I don't use any curl treatment for my curls. I just let it air dry naturally because obviously I'm insane. But when I use the rosemary and bay leaf, or even just the rosemary, I found that my natural curls, I could get, ringlets from my hair or larger natural curls, and I wasn't using any product. Hair body, hair volume corrected really well. And yeah, just nice and soft and silky without losing the body of the hair. Awesome regrowth on bald spots. And highly recommend, ladies, highly recommend. Even if you're just noticing you're getting a lot of hair fall, like we are supposed to lose hair, like it's normal. But if you notice that it's, instead of going in cycles of, a little bit here and a little bit there, and it creases temporarily and then just goes back to a little bit of hair loss, if you find that your hair is just increasing the hair drop, like you are losing hair and it's happening more and more and it's increasing, that's actually not normal. Highly recommend you to see a doctor if that's your case, if you can. And if you don't want to, or if you can't, um, give this remedy a go, because ladies, the results have been amazing. Like, I don't want to brag, and I wish I could show you. I wish I could show you. I thought, who's going to watch a video like this? But then I thought, somebody like me, somebody who's been losing hair and thought, it's wearing on their self-esteem. Um, Legitimately, I thought that I wouldn't be able to regrow my hair. It was that bad. I thought, there's something wrong with me. This is, just going to be me for now. Maybe it's just part of getting older or something. But it's actually not normal for women. And, it can be a sign of an underlying health condition. So get checked out if it's happening to you, ladies, go to the doctor. But, you know, um, as for natural remedies, please give it a go. Please. If you're experiencing anything like I did, I feel like I've got my self-esteem back. Like, I've got a terrible haircut. That looks awful, I'll be honest. But when you give yourself a terrible haircut, guess what? Hair grows back. And if you prefer, medium length or long hair, you can grow it back again. It's easy. And of course, ladies look beautiful with no hair, and ladies look beautiful with short hair too. But just for me personally, I like to have long hair because it makes me feel feminine. That's just me personally. And I really felt like when my hair was falling out that it really wore on my self-esteem. It made me feel absolutely terrible about myself. I don't feel like I'm a person that can rock a short hairdo, or no hair. I've done it before, and just, I guess it depends on how you feel about yourself. Um, I'm, a larger build person, and I'm 6'1", and there are women my size and height that can rock a short hairdo, but for me, I don't have the confidence for that and to still feel feminine in myself. So, my hair was really important to me, and it felt like a huge loss, because, if you have something about yourself and it makes you feel good about yourself, and then suddenly it's like, oh, what's happening here? Yeah. So, ladies, if you're like me, give it a go. I can't guarantee anything will work, but I can tell you just the results that I had. Oh my gosh, like, I have been itching to tell everyone, because it's something good. And when something good happens, or you become successful at something like regrowing your own hair, it's a happy moment. it's a happy process. And you could look up those types of videos yourself and research it yourself, and maybe there's another combination you might like to try, and you could share it with me. Because definitely I want to maintain my hair growth. Um, I want to keep it going because I'm very happy. It's looking healthy, and healthy is good. Um, yeah, so I'll catch you in the next one, and I hope you got, I don't know, some kind of valuable information from all my rambling. Bye, besties.